me see. You ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Smiley. I'm out here with Jay from Red Hat Armament. You gonna say something? What up? You gotta say something.
Oh.
Good. 3. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Smiley. I'm out here with Jay from Red Hat Armament.
Huh? What up?
Today we're going to be reviewing the Anechoic Anecho X223. This is a can I got about a month ago. It was a 3-day return, so super fast, kind of along with the ATF E-forms, right? Everything's going a lot faster now, so I got it back really quick. And as soon as I got it, I jumped on it. This can like really grabbed my attention online. I've seen a lot of people. First thing I saw was like, it looked really cool, right? That was the first thing. Then I was reading up on it, it's titanium. I'm like, oh shit, like that's dope. So I reached out to them, came to an agreement. They sent us one, Anechoic. Thank you guys so much for sending this to us for review. We appreciate it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So like I said, I got it up to the 500 round mark. That's kind of where I start my reviews at. At that mark, I feel like I can give you guys what you need to know as far as the practical use, what you're gonna get out of the can. And then obviously we'll start doing long-term reviews of stuff to see how they hold up. First thing I noticed when I picked it up was the weight. So the can is titanium. Jay had shot it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and that was the first thing he noticed. So like when we're talking suppressors, titanium is like, I don't want to say king, but it's such a good material to use for suppressors. I'm gonna hand it over to Jay so he can kind of talk about that and elaborate on why.
Yeah, this can is like a good compromise on durability, usability, weight, corrosion resistance. It was pretty light. We threw it on the 14.5. Well, I noticed it was a lot lighter than what I thought it would be, because usually when you shoot a 14.5, it's, you know, a long can on a gun. It's not, you know, that short of a can. It's not even their longest, I mean their shortest models. Actually, like, you know, what do you say, it's in the middle?
Yeah, so this is their, so they have a 223L. This is just their 223. So it's not a K can, right? Because a lot of people will hear like, oh, there's an L and then there's the K. No, that's just like their standard size. Their L model is a lot longer. I opted for that one because of the versatility, right? With the L cans being as long as they are, I run this on a plethora of things. Like you said, we were running it on a 14.5. You throw an L can on a 14.5 and you're running a really long rifle. So I didn't want to do all that. But yeah, that's their standard size. They're 6.5, maybe 7-inch can.
7, and would it been on that 14.5 and us running it, right? Yeah. I noticed that it wasn't like heavy at all. I could barely tell it's at the end of the gun, man. Like, you know, I'm running it, walking around, shooting it. And usually when you throw a can on a gun, you can feel it on the end, especially that overswing. Yeah. Back and forth, transitioning between
throwing
targets.
It over your shoulder, coming forward with it. That's when you start feeling that weight during reloads. You'll feel the dip.
You feel the dip? Yeah. Did not feel that with this, man. This is a perfectly balanced can, you know. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. This is like the perfect can. I like it a lot. The reason is because you go to like a training course or something like that, you know, do anything, any long range, not long range, but any like long duration stuff, carbine stuff, right? You get a little fatigued holding that rifle for a long time, especially with a suppressor on the end. Anything heavier like an RC2 or something like that. This being the size that it is, having the sound suppression that it has, and then being as light as it is perfect. It's a perfect combination.
Yeah, that was one thing we had noticed, right? I'll roll a clip here in a second of Jay shooting it for the first time and his reaction. His reaction to the actual sound suppression, it's hilarious because if you guys don't know watching this video, right, when we talk 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, there's a loud snap that you get with it typically. And a lot of people try to talk around it. They're like, oh, it's not that loud. And you're like, nah, bro, that's loud as hell. Like,
I remember I pulled up, I was like, is it hearing safe? But I need to be hear prone. You go, oh, it's hearing safe. I'm like, I'm not really taking your word on it, right? Oh, that's wild.
you're nervous.
I get behind it, long barrel. I get behind it,
Yep.
pop it on there. I'm like, oh, okay. I like the balance of it.
Yeah.
I fire a few rounds. It's like, damn. And it's a low back pressure can. You
Yep.
know, people call it flow through, and it has the the open
ports at the end.
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, all right, it's gonna be a lot louder than I think it is. You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
because the ports at the end, right? Because again, with 5.56 having that nature to already be loud, you hear flow through and you're like, some of the other flow through cans on the market are
Kind of loud.
Yeah, they're really loud. We can't even say kind of loud. People are like, damn. Like another reviewer just did a video and he shot a kind of more name brand can and was like, no, that's loud. I think it was at like 152 decibels. But again, on this channel, you won't ever see me and Jay talking about actual decibels. I don't think it's a consistent way to measure stuff because they're just finding ratios of what the sound is. There's too much to go into it.
The shooting experience, I think, is
the
better.
shooting experience that we're talking about. How does it feel? How does it sound to our ears, right? And again, our ears might be different from yours, but as far as this one goes, the sound is really good. And it's not that it doesn't have that snap like I was talking about. The tone is really good. It doesn't have the snap. It's very quiet in a sense, but you don't hear that extra effect after it goes off. And it might just be for their system. So the Anechoic themselves has a patented Anechoic X-chamber baffle system. I had showed it in the other video. So what it is on the baffles is there's holes in a couple of different strategical places, and then there's even a hole, or the hole that your round travels through. They have it's called an interrupted chamber, I believe. I'll put the actual quotation there, but it's almost like a reversed rib effect. You just see a bunch of small circle cutouts in each baffle. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a suppressor expert by any means, but in assumption, all I can think is it's there to help disseminate the sound and give us that perfect quality of pitch and tone that we're looking for.
So it's pretty much like blocking the gas and different like.
It's almost like it's moving it in steps. Like think of you know those little tunnels that they have under the ground that you see people crawling through? They're black and they have like the ribs.
No, but but I get what you're saying.
I'll put a picture on it. Anyways, I'll put like an example, but pretty much it's almost like the sound has to travel through each of these different little blocks for it to get there. What I think is it just breaks up the sound and makes it easier
so
for us.
like some barriers for the gas.
Think of a ribbed condom.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Condom.
It looks ribbed on the inside.
It's ribbed on the inside for your shooting pleasure.
Exactly. So it definitely makes the tone sound a lot better. And then to talk on the low back pressure thing, that's huge nowadays, right?
Yeah.
If you guys if you're watching this and you own suppressors and you shoot them and you have a ton of gas in your face to where you have to go ahead and change the buffer, put an adjustable gas block on there, anything to make the shooting experience better, you don't have to do this with this. So I've ran this on my Mark 18, my 12.5, and my 14.5. On all three rifles, I can say that gas was not an issue on two of them. On one of them, I did have a lot of gas issues, but I don't think that was a suppressor issue. I think it was the rifle build itself. A lot of the gas does go forward. I'll keep rolling clips of you guys seeing me shoot at night because with the flashlight on, you can see all the gas being pushed forward through these open ports on the top, which again, it's doing its job. Like I really can't dock it in too many places. Like you had mentioned earlier, it's that perfect blend between strength and sound, right? You start talking other materials like Inconel or stainless steel, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get a really durable can, like a can you can put on a machine gun, but
Get more weight.
you get crazy weight. Nobody wants to run all that, right? You want something that you can run, but still you can run it to a capacity, right? Obviously this can has limitations, we'll talk about that here in a second, but you can run it to a certain capacity where you're not gonna destroy the can, but you're also not fatiguing yourself by running something like in a higher intense situation. So
I wouldn't like pop it on a 249. I'd definitely use it. I'd definitely rate it for duty use.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
like a
whatever.
patrol rifle, right?
Like
If you're a cop, if you're on a SWAT team, if you're doing something like that, I think it's the perfect can for that.
It doesn't feel like it gets in the way. And
No.
then this is a can like I literally like leave on the gun. I'm married to the gun, call it a day.
Yep.
Bring it out, use it, clean
Yeah.
it, put it back.
I would run that on a duty rifle, like without an issue. Like again, coming from our backgrounds, people that have trained before, right? We've gone through classes where you have to be in a stack or where you're doing small unit tactics, right? Just at regular courses, you do get fatigued trying to hold that rifle up because you have what? LPVO, offset red dot or red dot magnifier, laser aiming device, flashlight. The last thing you want to do is smack a heavy suppressor on the end of it, and now the entire time you're having fatigue. I'm sure a lot of you in the comments might just go to the gym. Well, we do go to the gym. May not look like it because we're a little fluffy, but we do lift weights. And when you're behind the rifle, that shit gets annoying.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the limitations, right? So Anechoic definitely, in my opinion, did us a favor with letting us know where these things kind of max out at. A lot of companies don't, and that leaves a lot of room for interpretation. So you'll see people go out there and do what you said. They put it on 249 and they blow up cans. I'm not in the business of doing that at all. So Anechoic lets you know, hey, this is where they max out at. The biggest overall picture you want to understand is you don't want to get the can hotter than 800 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so pretty much as far as rounds go, when you're shooting 223, if you're gonna shoot it full auto, do not exceed 50 rounds. That's where you're gonna start running into warranty issues. They made it very clear. If you put it on full auto and you rip a D60, you're probably not gonna get a refund on that, or any, like, you're gonna have to pay for maintenance. When you're shooting rapid fire, they want you to keep it at a 15 round iteration, which I think is reasonable. I know that was something you kind of docked as a con, which again, nobody gets a free lunch, so it is what it is.
There's no free lunch, you know?
Yeah. What would you have liked to see, right? If 15 rounds is one of those things that you were like, man, that's kind of small limitations. What would you have liked to see as far as rapid fire go?
Be honest with you, with this, man, I think if I put it on a rifle, right? I mean, because they're not going to give you like, oh, okay, you know, like go ahead and rip it. They're going to give you like minimum. You know what I'm saying? So nobody just goes out there and does anything crazy.
Yep.
You know, they give you a good margin.
A good range, yeah.
But I think the way this can feels when we shot it, we were out there pretty rapid succession when we were shooting.
Yeah.
If I did throw this on the gun, me personally, not saying do this, I just, you know, did a 30 round mag dump, I don't think anything happened.
No, I don't think it would either. I mean, we were shooting decently well. I think we were still in the 15 round margin as far as rapid fire goes, but I think if you ripped a mag dump one time, maybe two, I think you'd be fine, especially not on full auto. I wouldn't mess with it full auto. I don't want to blow it up. That's just me. Besides that, other nice features about the can are it's hub compatible. Like, you gotta have hub compatible nowadays. Nobody's really liking the proprietary shit.
Nah, man.
It's hard. Surefire tried it. Surefire does it, but now you have like, what? You can only get a Surefire mount from Surefire and then from B&T. You're closing off you're closing off avenues for certain people. So, but overall, man, I think the can's great. I think the price is either $10 or $11.99. I'll put that in here as well. For that price, the can sounds great. The can performs solid as hell. The biggest takeaway for me is the weight reduction, right? That thing, you can't feel it. On a 14.5, I felt like you were running a 12.5 with maybe a little bit heavier of a can or even something similar. You really couldn't tell it was on there.
Yeah, we shot it on the fully enclosed range, partially enclosed range, open range. Sounds great on all three ranges. It's something that I would say, it's hard to say because a lot of cans aren't hearing safe. This is actually pretty hearing safe.
Yeah.
Man. Flow through, it's pleasant to shoot. It's a 10 out of 10 for me, man.
Yeah.
It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Lightweight, you know, for anybody who wants to get into cans.
User serviceable, forgot to talk about that.
User serviceable, man. You can pretty much unscrew the cap and you can unscrew the hub, pull the baffles out, clean the baffles, put them back in. If you were to basically damage the can or damage the baffles anyway, internal baffle strike, you can send it to them. All they'll do is out with the old baffles, in with the new baffles, put it back together and send it right back to you. There's no need to re-weld or anything like that, so you get your can back pretty quick order.
You can clean it, right? That's one thing that they want you to do. Every 1,000 rounds, Anechoic says that you should clean it, which is, you know, another thing that people don't really talk about. You want to clean it. You pay a lot of money for these tools, and you want to sustain the life of them, so why not?
Yeah.
Is Alex there? Is Jay gonna clean it? Probably not. Am I gonna clean it? Probably not. I'm probably gonna have Jay clean mine.
It's dirty as a motherfucker. I don't clean it. You ain't gonna clean it. I clean shit. You don't clean shit at all. Like,
I'm gonna pass it to you to clean.
Did you clean it? No. Did you clean it? No.
Cleaning's too much for me, man.
Yeah, man.
But no, again, don't be like me. Be like Jay, right? You want to sustain it. Will I eventually clean it? Probably. Is it gonna be at the 1,000 round mark? Probably not. But again, thank you guys for watching. Please do us a favor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, Anechoic. Thank you again so much for sending this out. Be on the lookout because, again, now that we have started the suppressor series, we will be comparing this to other titanium cans or other cans in its price margin so you guys can see it. Jay, you got any closing thoughts?
Don't forget to, like, comment, and subscribe. Anechoic, don't forget to send me one because I want one, so don't forget to send me one. Yeah, that's all we got.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.